a ultra widescreen 34-inch gaming monitor that ticks a lot of boxes. Quantum dot panel, 1 millisecond response, 144 Hz refresh rate, HDR support, 1500R curvature, to name a few. It is built by a company called PRISM+. Their business model is to sell directly to the consumers, more like what Tesla does. There is no middleman. This should make their products more competitive. Well, that is what we are going to be assessing in this video. We will look at the build quality, features, performance, price point, and most importantly, the objective pros and cons. So let's get started. Disclaimer first. This review unit was provided by PRISM+. The opinions presented in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not allow any influence of the manufacturer in the review process. Not only that, as courtesy, I allowed PRISM+ to have a look at the video 48 hours prior to going public. They owned up to the criticisms contained in this video and made genuine efforts to make changes. So, to be fair, I updated this video with new information about how they addressed the concerns I raised. You will see the text addressed issue, which will follow with an account of what the new changes are. I will talk about the details of the giveaway near the end of this video. As mentioned earlier, PRISM+ is sending the product to the consumers directly. In saying that, I'm happy to see the parcel wrapped with bubble wrap and shrink wrap. We all know how parcels are handled with care while in transit, right? So, rest of the unboxing is business as usual. Monitor is contained in a styrofoam packaging, arrived safe and sound. The stand comes in a few pieces that needs assembly. There is also a DisplayPort cable, a power cable, and some paperwork, and some screws and spacers, etc. To begin the stand assembly, the bottom leg has a captive screw with its own key. Simply place the vertical column on the stand legs in position and turn the screw. They will become one rigid structure. Speaking of legs, there are rubber padding that will prevent scratching your desk surface. Next, we take the back plate off the back of the monitor and place that panel on the stand, lining up the screw holes. And then there are two screws that you will need to tighten. So yes, the assembly process is not exactly tool free like most other monitors in the market today. Next, we line up the panel along with the stand to the back of the monitor and snap it lock. Stand is now attached. We can now stand up the monitor. Points to note: the monitor does support VESA mount, which is a plus. However, you will have to use the spacers provided, which may be prone to getting lost. But more importantly, this is not an elegant solution. The monitor swivels, height adjusts, tilts. So we have a great range of motion here. At the back, there is a plastic panel that comes off to allow easier access to the connection ports. Speaking of the ports, we have two HDMI ports, two display ports, an audio out. At the far end there is a power socket, which is a positive not to have an external power adapter that so many monitors tend to have these days. The issue is that the way the ports are at the back pointing down, you will always see cables from the bottom of the monitor, and they are a bit hard to reach sometimes. Now the physical attributes. The monitor has a 1500R curvature, which is useful. Looking closer at a first glance, the construction of the monitor panel, at least from the back, looks like it was built on a tight budget. But the LED is a novel touch to counter that. From the front, about the only plastic that you will see is the panel with the PRISM+ printed on it. The stand, however, is made of sturdy metal. I'm not sure I like it so much. It appears to take up desk space. I normally have other things on the desk, so it's prime real estate. But that is my personal opinion. Some may like the design, and it can be argued that the long wide stance of the stand is there to stabilize the screen. There are 5 buttons to control the menu. This needs a little bit of getting used to because life has been made easy many years ago with the advent of the 4-way control button that most monitor uses. So these buttons are a step back. Plus the buttons are super stiff, so much so the monitor shakes due to the amount of force required to press these buttons. So from a build quality perspective, things are functional. I'm not excited about anything here. The stand functionally works. Design is meh. Reminds me of outdoor furniture. The panel is a block of black plastic, but most of these things are my opinion only. It does not prevent the monitor from its primary objective. I will not say things are negative, nor will I say things are positive either. The screen surface does come to the edge pretty flush with the outer cover. What I want to draw your attention to is that this is not a edge-to-edge display. There is a black frame around the edge. I'd like to quote what PRISM is saying. A monitor has never looked greater with its end-to-end screen real estate that maximizes every inch of the screen. The language here is extremely questionable, and that is putting it politely. Every image on their website, the pictures are made to look like the viewable screen is almost touching the edge. In reality, it is not. I believe this is deliberate, and they have kept just enough room for themselves to turn around and say it was a misunderstanding on the consumer's part, and they never meant this as a borderless display. Again, this is my opinion, right? PRISM+ responded to this point by altering the graphics on their website to be more representative of the actual product. Let's look at the menu. When we press one of the 4 buttons from the bottom, other than the power button, we get a quick toggle menu, and then there is the option to enter the main menu. Using buttons that you cannot see sitting on the desk is a bit off-putting even after using the monitor for some time. That being said, there are thankfully plenty of options to adjust to get things just right. To name a few, we can turn on or off the FreeSync or adjust gamma, which is useful for gaming, blue light filter for night usage, HDR toggle, etc. There are few menu items that seems a bit redundant, but no harm in having them. Before I move on to the picture quality, I wanted to mention that in the next few videos I'll be looking at some smart home devices and doing videos relating to smart home appliances as well. This ties in well with my recent renovation project, which I have covered at length in my other channel, Property Technical. I'll be doing a full reveal video soon of this project, so do subscribe to that channel as well. Remember, Property Technical. And now the heart of the matter, the picture quality. First, allow me to address viewing angle. In short, it is great, both in terms of horizontal and vertical viewing angles. Since the monitor is curved, the primary user will always be sitting right in front of the monitor, and that user will not get any steep angles. But let's say you want to show your designs to your client. The client will be to the side of the monitor where the curvature will make some angles steep. But worry not, the monitor's performance in this department is solid. The monitor is not actively aimed towards productivity use, but the monitor can be adjusted to do some design work or editing in my case. Media consumption, however, can be a treat with the HDR feature. With regards to the panel's performance test, it passes almost all tests with flying colors, literally. Great results for black levels, contrast, gradient banding, only slightly falling behind in 1 millisecond response time in HDR. But all in all, what the specs sheet said, the monitor scores an A. So for gaming, the monitor will do well enough. The 21:9 aspect ratio, or more accurately, WQHD is 43:18. Anyhow, the aspect ratio is something that not all games will take advantage of, or you may get unfair advantage over your competitors due to a wider field of view, depending on what you are playing. All in all, when it comes to the performance of the panel itself, the bread and butter of the display system, it delivers. Primary objective is met. Just to mention one thing, the monitor does not have any inbuilt speaker, but it does have audio out for headphones and such. So this brings me finally to the value proposition. As at July 19th, on PRISM+ Australia website, the XQ340 PRO is listed for 599 Australian dollars. So, what else do we have at about $600 Australian? If I pick up near identical specs, we find Gigabyte G34 WQC at $700, AOC CU34 G2X, what a mouthful, is going for $600, or at slightly higher cost we have the likes of Samsung Odyssey G5 at about $739. And there are many more examples out there. So between $600 to $750 we have options. The XQ340 PRO is using quantum dot LED screen. In that respect, PRISM+ is beating the market in price. So what's the catch, you ask? Well, this is where we talk about the return policy. Let me quote: "To be eligible for return, the product must be in new condition, has not been used, and returned in the original unopened packaging, along with all original accessories, including manuals, warranty cards, certificates of authenticity, and any free gifts received with it." I get it that PRISM is defending themselves from customer buying their monitor, using and abusing it, and then asking for return. On the other hand, if you do not open the box, you will not know about the issues the monitor might have, like the black frame issue that we spoke of earlier. And on that basis, if you try to return the product, you have opened the box, assembled it, thus used it. Disqualified. Disqualified. Difficult position, isn't it? So my question to PRISM is, how about a 30-day change of mind return policy? That sounds comfortable, doesn't it? Let's add free return service to it as well. Now we are talking. Dear PRISM+, I may be asking for too much, but you want us to have confidence in your brand to buy it. In that case, perhaps you need to have the confidence in your own product that we will buy it and will not even think about returning it, which I do think can be the case easily. The monitor is innocent. It is not at fault. It did perform as promised. I have no complaints with the physical object. Win us as customer is what I'm asking. Make it more enticing. Give us the benefit of easier return policy. Selling directly to consumer is noble. The prices of the other monitors that I mentioned were from some of the most trusted retailers of Australia, who earned the trust of consumers over decades of maintaining clean track record. So paying a little bit extra for the peace of mind is something many will do. Having said that, I agree that in dollar for dollar comparison, the XQ340 is cheaper than most mainstream branded monitors, and a well-performing monitor at that. PRISM+ has responded by updating their return policy, which includes 2 new items: return on wrong shipment or defective items. Plus, I have been told that they have 1-to-1 doorstep exchange policy with all courier cost borne by PRISM+ within the 3 years warranty for monitors and 1 year for monitor arm. All in all, I'm quite impressed with the willingness to correct and improve things. I have been critical of many manufacturers, Well, in every video pretty much. Mostly either the manufacturers ignore or make excuses. This was not the case with PRISM+. They actually changed designs and documents to remedy the formerly raised concerns. This is better than expected outcome, and I sure respect their efforts to make things right. Now about the giveaway. Soon I'll be making another video in which I'll cover the details about the giveaway. But in a nutshell, PRISM is giving away a brand new XQ340 PRO to one of my lucky viewers. So please do subscribe to stay updated about the giveaway. Well, that is all I had to say about this monitor. Please do let me know what your thoughts are about what I have covered in this video. I value your input and will endeavor to reply as soon as I can. Also, please do check out my second channel, Property Technical. That is very different from this one, but it is made to serve information that I hope will benefit you in some tangible way. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, you take care of yourself.